Hey, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co.
I'm Professor Meg.
And today we are playing through Nexus from Red Zen Games. This is a sponsored playthrough. We'll have a link to the crowdfunding campaign down below. And this is basically a card battling game. It's a card battling game in which you take control of factions. Specifically, you take control of two factions. We have them all lined up over here. We'll show you them shortly. We have already chosen just to save time, but I'll walk you through how that works. But players are going to take control of two factions, mix their decks together, and then go head to head until eventually you manage to deal enough damage to a player's Nexus. Our Nexuses are represented by these dice over here. They have 30 health, so we have a 20-sided die, and then the 6 and the 4 over here, being 30 health. Once you reduce an opponent's Nexus to 0, you win the game. This is a fast-paced card battler, so we will be playing through a best of 3. We have our factions picked. We'll explain to you how that works, though, and also, just for fun, you can guess which factions we picked. I'll show you the factions, give you some brief general overviews, and then, you can go ahead and guess which ones we picked. But with that, anything else I need to cover? No, it's a fast-paced card battler. We're playing a best 2 of 3, and links to crowdfunding and all that stuff. But
let us know down below, Team Meg or Team Alex.
yes, indeed. Go ahead. You can guess that too, or vote that. We don't even know yet. We don't know who won. But as far as the factions, we have Vikings, Pirates, Vampires, Celestials, Wizards, Dragons, Dryads, Samurai, Siege Masters, and the Assassin's Order. These are the factions in play. Normally, the way you're going to do this is you're going to have a random distribution of some of the factions in play, and then you'll do a snake draft of having a player pick first, the next player pick 2, and the next player picking 1 to go ahead and build your factions. This is less important when you first start. Just, honestly, just have fun. Look at the factions, choose it based on the art, choose it based on their mechanics, their playstyle, do all that at first, but especially once you know things a little better and you want to kind of combat what the other player's doing, that's where the draft selection is going to be a lot more important as you play. But with that, just looking at these over here, feel free to pause the video and guess down below which factions you think Meg picked and which factions you think I picked.
But also let us know what factions you would pick.
Oh, that's a good.
I think that might be a little.
That's
very
the best choice. You should choose that.
I want to know what the general consensus is.
To that end, now that you've all locked in your guesses, there are no prizes here. There are brownie points. You have to keep track of them, though, but you do slowly earn those over time on this channel. Just, you keep track of how you get them, and there's no spending them. But they're good to have. They're good to have. It's like a little counter that works its way up. But with that said, Meg went ahead and she chose the Vampire Vikings over here. She chose Vampire Vikings. To give you a brief overview of those two factions, Vikings are very rage-based. They have a rage mechanic, which we'll talk about soon.
As am I.
Yes, as you play cards, you increase your rage, and that can make you more powerful. And the Vampires are pretty offensive, but they are offensive at the cost of depleting their own Nexus. So they slowly hurt their own Nexus while they try to deal damage to you, but they can also heal their own Nexus, so there's a nice little balance at play. And then because Meg went with the Vampire Vikings, I figured alliteration is the goal of the game today, and so I went not with the Samurai Siege Masters, which could have worked honestly.
Honestly, that sounds really
that does sound, actually, in hindsight, kind of regret my choices, but it's fine. I went with the Dryad Dragons over here, or the Dragons, Dryads. They both have an S, so it's a little harder.
It's very Game of Thrones.
But we have the Dryads Dragons. The Dragons focus very heavily on a lot of strength, but they like to build up. So you kind of have to have a lot of dragons in play. They build up by having successive dragons in play, and then the Dryads are very focused on defensiveness and healing their Nexuses. So there's a lot of healing going on. So we actually both have factions that heal our Nexus. Nexi. We both have factions that heal our Nexi, but in my case, it's probably not right. In my case, it's more focused on defensive, and in Meg's case, it's more focused on, stealing my life force. Anyways, with that said, we're going to walk you through this over here. The basics is a head-to-head card battler. On your turn, you're going to draw a card, then play a card. You get to play 1 card per turn, unless rules allow you otherwise, and we will walk you through those. And then after that, you just take actions with your units. We'll kind of explain the things as you go, but honestly, within 2 or 3 turns, you'll know most of how to play. It's very straightforward. It comes down to trying to figure out which cards to play at the right time, and also which factions to build. With that said, Meg, you know what we're doing now?
Seeing who goes first.
Seeing who goes first. We're going to roll a 20-sided die.
You didn't want to Rochambeau? Oh, you just rolled a 20. Although you didn't really roll it.
I rolled a 20. Now, the person who has the initiative over there gets to choose who goes first, and I'm going to choose that Meg goes first.
Oh, interesting. Interesting choice there, Alex.
The person who goes first does not draw a card, and because I have dragons, I would like to draw as many cards as possible to be able to get those dragons in play.
Okay. Well, I am going to go through a couple of choices. First, I'm going to play Blood Rage to gain 2 rage and draw a card. And this will allow me to play another card.
Yeah, this symbol in the center of a card allows you to play another card if you want, which is a good way of getting more cards out.
Let me quickly read what this one is. Okay.
Spend 1 rage to restore 3 and draw a card. Okay. Or gain 2 rage and draw a card. Nice. Got it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Played that. Now I'm going to play Giant Bats. Deal 2 damage to the opponent's Nexus. I can pay 1 health, which I will.
To play an additional card? Oh my gosh.
I know. This is going to be a great turn. I don't know if you should... Well, I don't know if you could have stopped it. Pay 1 to play an additional card this turn. If this card hits the opponent's Nexus, restore 1 health. Okay. Now I'm going to play an additional card. Because I did damage to myself, I can now play Vampire Spawn. Draw a card. If you have less health than your opponent, restore 1.
Nice, okay. Are you going to play another card after this?
Yeah, it feels pretty great. And then...
We haven't even gotten to the attack phase yet. We'll explain how that works soon enough. But right now, Meg's just going through the playing phase, which normally you play 1 card per turn.
Alright, and then finally I'm going to follow up with my Shield Maidens, who are enraged, so I will get my final rage. And for them, if this card hits the opponent's Nexus, it is not destroyed. So, I think that being said, I'm going to spend 1 rage.
Okay.
And just full send attack.
Okay, so you're attacking with all of your units. And you're spending a rage, what for this one? To boost it?
Yeah, just to do +1.
Okay, so Meg's rage in general lets her boost her attack. So she's spending attack with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it looks like.
Yes.
And she can only boost units that have the keyword enraged. So right now she's attacking with 6, which means I guess I'll just take 6. Not a lot I can do over there. I'm dropping out to 22. This is going to be a fast game. But, and here's the kicker that you probably were not expecting. In this game, when you attack, you die, unfortunately. You die in this game automatically, except I know there's an except.
This is such a cool thing because all 3 of them are doing different things. I'll tell them. Get to it. You can do the beginning.
The default idea of attacking is when you attack, regardless of what happens, whether you attack in a defensive unit or not, and offensive units cannot attack offensive units. So you can only attack defensive units, support units, and the Nexus. And if a defensive unit is in play, it must be attacked first. But once you resolve an attack, regardless of what happened, you're gone. You've exhausted yourself. Whether you died in battle or whether you're just tired and need a nap, you're dead. Except, and now you go.
So, first off, I have my Shield Maidens, who are just able to not be destroyed. It's their ability. If this card hits the opponent's Nexus, it's not destroyed. My Giant Bats will be destroyed. However, my Vampire Spawn, because they're vampires, I can pay 2 health to shuffle it back into my deck, which I will do.
Okay. So 1 unit in play, 1 unit in your deck, and 1 unit
back in.
Done. With that, it's my turn. I finally get a turn. I'm going to draw a card. First thing you do on your turn. Ooh. Oh, okay, fine. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I like this one. Oh, that's interesting too. Oh, but I don't like that. Ah, there's so much stuff to do. Okay. Okay, lots of things to consider here. Because I drew a card that makes me change what I want to do. You know what? It's fine. We're going to do this card. We're going to do this card. We're going to play our Treant over here. So we're going to play our Treant in play. It's a 2 attack. It has 1 defense, which is not going to do much because you're going to destroy me, but at least you have to destroy me instead. But when I play it, I do get to draw a card. And then additionally, then I'm going to attack during my attack phase. If this card hits the opponent's Nexus, which it will because you don't have a defensive unit, then it's not destroyed. So I'm doing 2 damage to your Nexus and not destroying this card.
Okay, sorry. What was the first thing that you... We're doing 2.
I'm doing 2 damage to your Nexus, and because I had damaged your Nexus, it's not destroyed.
Oh, I see.
It's the exact same text as yours, honestly.
I was lost for a second. That I think, Alex, I drew a card.
You drew a card at the end of your turn?
When I went first. No, I think when I went first.
So
I'm just not going to draw this time because I'm counting, and I have 3.
You had a card that you just... Your first card that you drew a card.
Right, but I shuffled 1 in as well, so I think I have too many cards. I think I did.
Just don't draw a card now.
Yeah, I was going to say you guys can play it back, but I'm not going to draw a card because, especially because that was a good turn. Like, I don't want to...
Well, if it's a good turn that you just didn't draw a card. Yeah. Go ahead. Your turn. Okay.
Alright, so... And I can attack... I have to attack that one.
You have to because it has a defensive symbol on it, yes.
Okay.
And this rage is in play, or... You have 2 rage in play?
Yes, I have 2 rage in play.
Wow, okay, cool.
Alright, so... I am going to first play Blood Moon to deal 2 damage to the opponent's Nexus and restore 2 to my own.
Okay.
And then I can play an additional card. So I'm doing 2 damage first. And then I will follow up with my Viking Warriors. So they are enraged. I get another rage. And then if this card destroys an opponent's unit, deal 2 damage to the opponent's Nexus and gain 1 rage.
Okay.
So
who are you attacking with that card?
I'm going to use her first and spend the rage to attack your Nexus.
Well, you can't attack the Nexus while this is in play.
Ooh. And that one.
Yes. So you have to attack with this first.
Okay. Yeah. The thing is can I spend a rage with him and then gain it? Because it gains 1 rage and all in the same action.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I'm not sure. You know,
I would say yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So then I'll spend 1 with it because I gain it back.
It won't do anything though because all the damage is absorbed. It feels better.
He's
it feels
super
better.
angry.
You're super angry. Okay, cool. So you can destroy this unit.
So he'll do that.
That's going to deal 2 damage to my Nexus. So I'm going to drop this down to a 10 counter and bring these dice back in play because I like that, honestly. Okay.
And then she also does 2.
Okay, and well, this one did 2, and then you do that. Yep, perfect. Okay, cool. Great. And this unit is now dead.
Yes.
Okay. And you still have your other person because you damaged the Nexus.
And I have full rage.
Did you want to spend a rage with that unit?
I don't think so.
Okay. That sounds good. My turn. Is it my turn?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to draw a card. Interesting. Interesting. It's not a worse card, but it's also not the card I'm trying to do right now. Oh, interesting. Okay. I think I kind of want to do that, but it's a little annoying because I think you're just going to... I don't... Okay. Oh, you want your rage.
I'm so ragey.
You want your rage. You didn't spend rage.
She
has something that involves spending 3 rage because otherwise she would have spent a rage. So we're gonna do the following. Okay, we are going to play. We're gonna have a good turn. We're gonna have a good turn. Okay, we're going to play this. We're going to play this card over here. It's a 2 attack.
Cute.
If you have another dragon in play, which we do not, deal damage to the opposing Nexus. This card may ignore defensive units. Immaterial because we don't have a dragon in play. But it has this symbol here, which means we can play another card.
We like them.
So we're going to play this card, which again, if you have a dragon in play, which this time I do, deal damage to your Nexus.
1 damage.
1 damage to your Nexus. Then, because it has that, we can play another card. If you have, wait 1 second, I need to read my cards.
Pause.
Oh no, okay, fine. I'm not doing this now. We're doing this now. Alright, we're gonna do this card.
I have an angry Viking.
Deal 6 damage. If you have another dragon in play, this damage gains trample. So I'm going to deal 6 damage to him, which I'm sure you'll save him, but if not, you have to make a choice about your rage. So I'm going to deal 6 damage to him, which again, 4 is going to go to your Nexus, and then you can choose whether to save him or not by paying your rage. Trample just means that the damage goes over, so 4 damage is happening to your Nexus regardless.
And you're at 16?
I am indeed. You're at 27.
I mean, I'll save them, I guess.
She has a cool card that costs 3 rage, but she also really likes that card.
And you're doing how much damage?
4 damage.
Okay, so this would go to 3?
Yep. And I am not attacking with my dragons.
Okay.
It's your
so
turn.
That's your whole turn?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to draw a card.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting.
That's what I thought too.
Okay. I am going to first play Firstborn Vampire, which is draw a card, and then if you have less health than your opponent, restore 2, but I think I have more. But I will get to draw
I love how excited I am that you have more. I'm like, you have more, you can't do that.
Okay. And then this will stay in play for me that I'm able to pay a life to deal 2 damage to your Nexus.
That feels worth it.
Which, yeah, I think I'm gonna do now. So I'll do 2 damage with this and 2 damage with this.
Okay, great.
And that's that.
So you're doing 4 damage total. Okay, so I dropped down to 12. 12 is a not good look for me. But you only have the 1 rage right now.
Yeah,
okay.
And technically I think.
Yep. Alright. That just refers to the turn. You can still refresh it. Okay. I have things to do. But the reason I did not attack my dragons, in case you guys were wondering at home, is because now I can play this card over here. Basically, it's a dragon. If you have less than... I read that wrong.
I was reading my cards, so I was not listening at all.
Oh, no, I did right.
Okay.
If you have less than 2 dragons in play, deploy this unit exhausted. So, I feel like I read that the wrong way. But yes, I did correctly. Meaning you have to have dragons in play, or he comes into play exhausted. But because he did not come into play exhausted, he's going to come into play and attack. So, I'm going to attack with... do I want to attack with all my dragons? Because I like having dragons in play. I'm going to attack with 2 of my dragons. So what we're going to do is we're going to attack with this person over here. Against trample, but I don't think it matters because we're just going to attack your Nexus directly with this guy. And then he's going to die.
So 5 damage to my Nexus?
Yes. And this person with his 2 damage is going to attack your Firstborn Vampire because I don't like what you're doing there.
Oh, my little guy.
And that's my turn.
My poor guy.
And then I'm going to keep my Storm Dragon in play. So I still have 1 card in play. And you get to draw a card and take a turn.
Okay. Let's see what comes up. Okay. Interesting, interesting. Okay. So, I will first play Swarm of Bats.
Okay.
To deal 1 damage to your Nexus, and then I can pay life to deal an additional damage. So I'm going to deal 2 to you, 1 to me.
Okay, I'm down to 10. Not a good look.
I mean, I'm at 16, so also not a good look. And then if you have 14 or more, draw a card, and I can return this card to my deck. And it is one where I get to play an additional card before I put it back into my deck. Okay. So we'll do that. Shuffle her in. Yada yada. Alright. Then we're going to play our Norse Huntress, who also lets us play an additional card, and she's enraged. So I get a little more ragey. And then I will play my Runic Warrior.
If you have 3 rage, you may play this card for free. Oh, yeah, that's the one. But I am just playing it.
So I can spend 1 rage to return it from the graveyard to my hand later on.
Okay.
But for now, I'm just going to full swing for 6.
This does not feel good.
And he stays, correct?
No, he does not stay.
Being blue?
Nope. Blue, if you didn't attack, he would be a defensive unit.
I see. Oh, okay. If I didn't, can I just not attack with him?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Now he's just present as a defensive unit.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll hold on to him.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay, 1 second. I am going to...
Alex. Never mind.
I'm a little worried. 6 doesn't seem like enough health. That's the problem I have.
It does feel like not as much as 30.
I'm gonna play this. True words. I'm gonna play this one up here. If you have 15 or less health, you may play this card for free. So it's gonna be a free card for the round. Restore 1. So we're gonna add 1 over here. Then return 1 unit from your graveyard to your deck. So I'm going to find that giant trample dragon, because I think that's a cool one. Oh, to the deck. Oh, that's not as good. Oh. That's not as good.
Oh, you read that a little too quickly.
I read that too quickly.
Are you sure you want to do whatever?
Yes, I still want to do it. Okay. I asked about the health I care about.
Sure.
Because she gave me 1 health, and every turn I can tap her for another health. So she just helps boost me up. Plus she's got support, so you can choose whether to attack me or not. Am I enough of a threat? Who knows? Anyways, we're going to place this down over here. So we have that in play. That was a free play, though, because I had 15 or less health, which means I still have another thing to do. I think I will play... these are hard decisions. You can deal... The problem is, if you can deal 3 damage to me, that's not good for me. So I need to be careful.
I think you can heal another one.
I could, but I'm first resolving my play cards.
Okay, sure.
Did I draw a card this turn? I did not draw a card. Because it's all the cards I have. You can check the playback. Okay.
Was it that?
No, I had that. Oh. That's that thing. I'm looking at my cards. I'm like, these are all the cards I knew I had.
Sure.
Okay. I think that's not a bad card to have to get in play, but I don't love it. Okay, we're going to throw this one out. Is it worth doing? We'll throw this out. We'll throw out a Radiant Dragon. So we're going to throw out this Radiant Dragon. It's not an offensive unit, but if you have another dragon in play, draw a card or deal 2 damage to the opponent's Nexus. I'm going to deal 2 damage to your Nexus.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go to my attacking phase where I'm going to tap to deal damage to your Nexus, so another damage to you, and I'm going to restore 1 to me. So I'm up to 8, which feels slightly more survivable than 6. And then I'm going to use this to attack your Runic Warrior.
Okay.
Which, honestly, should I... Because the problem is you can just spend
That'll
a rage.
Kill it back, right?
It will just the attacking will do it, yeah.
Yeah.
But I could choose not to. But the problem is, because you'll just spend a rage and put it back in play.
And it'll kill your dragon.
Yeah.
But choices. If it's a matter of life and death.
I think that I will choose to go for your Nexus. I'm gonna use my dragon to bypass this and go for your Nexus, doing another 2 damage.
Is that his ability?
Yep.
Well, geez, I didn't know
this card
that was a
ignore
choice.
Defensive units.
I don't know that was the thing you were thinking about doing. Okay.
Yeah, to you.
I would have talked you into attacking him.
I didn't want to. I think the math on it makes no sense because you pay 1 rage to get it back in play.
All right, you have no defense.
I have no... Yes. But I do have 8 to your 11. Ooh, that's much more manageable. I feel much more confident.
So I think, and I can do other things.
Yes.
So, but I think this is just it. Correct.
You think it's it? Oh, that's right. You have these. I forgot about these. 1, 2, 3,
I can
4,
do
5,
other
6,
things.
7, 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Because this says deploy 1 unit from your graveyard, so I could have even added her to it.
Yeah.
And another rage.
I still think I made the right choice.
So.
If I would have killed this one, you would have had 1 less and still put it in play. Because units don't come into play exhausted.
I really like
Okay.
The vampires with the...
I think you'd like the
Vikings.
Vikings with the dragons, honestly.
Yeah.
Because
I like the Vikings a lot.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and shuffle up and go into game 2. This is best of 3, so we are gonna see. We're keeping the same factions. Although maybe we can do. Maybe we'll do another gameplay with more factions. Maybe not. We'll see.
More factions. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. We should do this shuffling in fast speed or whatever.
I should.
Do you
We
know
can
how?
just go-
And it will be
Oh.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I do a quick shuffle? Is that like crazy? So you're gonna go first because you're the loser, correct? Or you have initiative.
Could have been phrased differently, but yes, that is correct.
Isn't that technically the term?
Well, best of 3 isn't an official play mode. We're just doing it that way, and we did say that the loser's going to have initiative and make the choice as to who goes first.
But we also get to mulligan, which you guys didn't see the first round.
That is true. You do get a mulligan. Draw your 5 cards, see what you like, don't like, and then mulligan into a better hand, which worked great for me.
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna put our deck back out over here. We're going to set our life counters.
I'm gonna fix it in a second after I mulligan.
Yeah, we're going to put our little 4 because we like to have that there. And then we have our 20-sided die there, and I'm going to look at my hand and decide. Okay, I like that. I'm okay with those. I'm going to get these back into my deck. Okay. So we're going to mulligan into these over here.
I put 3 back in.
I put 2 back in.
2 of
I
them
realized based on my deck that there's certain cards I'd love to see in play first, earlier on in the game. So I'm adjusting my strategy accordingly.
No!
This is how it works.
Don't get smarty. Don't adapt. Alright.
Okay.
Over here. So what do you think?
Oh, you have to lower this. It's going to bother my OCD
sure.
otherwise.
I don't know.
It's just, my OCD. It's purely my
Whatever.
OCD. This is a me problem. This is a me
Whatever,
problem. Alright, I think, given the way that went, that I'm going to go first this time. Because I think that extra turn can matter.
Why can I not? Oh, there we go.
Okay. Well,
Alright,
that's...
Alex.
Okay, I'm going to play Radiant Dragon. So I'm going to start off with the Radiant Dragon as my first card. If you have another dragon in play, XXX, not relevant. Otherwise, draw a card. So I'm going to draw a card, and then I'm going to tap to deal damage to your Nexus.
Alright, how much?
1. But it's a 3 support guy, so you're going to have to get your 3s out to kill him. Otherwise, he's going to tap you every single turn for 1 damage.
I just need a really angry 2.
That. I don't like the Vikings.
Yeah. So I get to draw.
Although, honestly, thematically speaking, a bunch of Vikings going to fight a bunch of dragons does make sense.
It does.
Also, thematically speaking, Vikings and dragons teaming up would also make sense. I'm referring to How to Train Your Dragon, obviously.
Okay. I'm going to play my Norse Huntress, who is enraged. And I get to play another card. I'm going to follow that up with my... I love starting with these. This is why I'm mulligan, to start with the yellows. Yeah. So I'm going to follow up with Blood Rage, and I'm going to gain 2 rage and draw a card.
This feels offensive.
They are. I love them. Okay, so those are my first 2 cards. Then I'm going to follow up with Vampire Spawn, draw a card. If you have less health than your opponent, etc., but it doesn't matter, but I'm going to draw a card. And then I still have another play, which I'm going to play my Giant Bats, which is deal 2 damage to the opponent's Nexus. You may pay 1 life to play an additional card this turn. I did that backwards because I could have restored that health. Do you care if I did that backwards?
No, you wouldn't have been able to play this card if you played this first.
What?
You're playing this card because if you play this card, how would you play that card?
Because it says play an additional
gotcha,
card.
yes.
Okay. They were all
so you still have another card coming?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead.
My health would basically just be back at what it should be. I just did it in the wrong order. And then...
Okay.
And then I have one last card. Which I'm going to play...
How do you get 4 cards on your first turn?
I had 3
Again.
yellow. And the bats. The bats are great because they do it without having to be yellow. Alright, so I'm going to play this guy, which I'd never played before. It's enraged. Oh, well, that doesn't matter. But look at the top... Okay, sorry. Look at and rearrange the top 3 cards of your deck. I'm going to show everyone, so I don't...
Okay, I will just cover my eyes.
Then draw 1 card. If this card hits the opponent's Nexus, draw a card. So we're going to get 2 of these. I think we're gonna do it like this, you guys. All right, so we do that. You can look again. Then we're going to draw a card. And then we are going to attack.
Okay.
So,
who stays alive?
I'm going to use this and a rage to kill your dragon. And then everything else will attack your Nexus.
4 or 5?
How
could you make it more?
I'm just wondering if I want
You
to.
can't use rage unless it hasn't raged. Oh, yes, that would do it.
But I think I won't. I'm going to hold on to my rage. So, we're going to do all that, but if this hits your Nexus, I get to draw a card.
Yep.
And with this one, I'm going to pay 2 health to return him to my deck.
Okay.
And that's all.
Well, at that point,
but
then you
dead.
can return a health with this one if you did that in the right order. If this card is the opponent's Nexus,
oh yeah,
sure.
sure.
So go ahead and get one. Alright, so you got 29, played 4 cards. I'm down 7. This feels good.
But now I have like not many cards in my hand.
That's
and
nice.
I have nobody this time.
Redeeming qualities.
Yeah.
I'm gonna draw a card. I am going to interesting. I'm gonna once again play this card over here, because I have another one, and I'm going to, if you have another dragon in play, not relevant, otherwise draw a card, so I'm gonna do that, and then tap to deal damage to the Nexus. So I'm going to deal 1 damage to you, and then it's your turn.
Okay.
If you play 4 cards, so help me.
No, it's usually just my opening. But we'll see.
Ooh, I like this guy.
Okay.
I really like this guy.
Okay. Alright. I'm going to play my Night Huntress.
Okay.
So I can pay 2 health to destroy 1 unit level 3 or less. So I'll destroy your Radiant Dragon.
If you could like give
but
him a minute.
It cost me 2 health, so it like did 2 damage to me basically. And then I'll just attack for 3 with her.
Okay, so that's gonna drop there. My turn.
Yep. See, nothing scary.
I will.
Nothing crazy.
Feels crazy. I'm gonna play this over here. Return a unit from the graveyard to your hand and restore 1. So I'm going to restore 1 to my Nexus. Then tap to return a unit from your graveyard to your deck. So I'm going to shuffle this guy into my deck so I can hopefully draw him again because I like him. And now it's your turn.
Okay.
I have my tree in play. Sacred Tree.
And I can
2
attack
health.
it?
You absolutely can, but you shouldn't.
Okay.
Did you draw a card?
I did not. Oh.
Your deck.
I like it a lot.
No, I'm just saying, line it for the OCD.
Okay. I was gonna do something else, but then I drew something, so I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna play the Seer.
Okay.
Which is return 1 of my Viking units from the graveyard to my hand.
And then
Take
tap
my
to gain a
Huntress
range.
back.
Oh, you're gonna do that 3 rage guy, aren't you?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna tap this to have 3 range. And
you can't play a card now
Why not?
because you're in the actions phase. Yeah. So
Well, okay, then I might have done something. Can I not do
feel
that?
free. Feel free.
I'll play this guy a different
Yeah,
turn.
because in order to tap him, you have to be in the action phase, so you can't.
That was my bad. Okay, so instead, I will play... Oh, wait, this goes... I put the wrong one. Okay, there we go. Okay. And what was the card that... Oh, I shouldn't have this in play either.
Yeah.
Okay. So, instead, I will play this one, because I wanted to attack your tree. So, this says, if this card destroys another unit, restore 1 health, and this card is not destroyed. So I'll use this to attack here, and it won't be destroyed.
Okay.
And I get a health back.
Okie dokie do. I think at that point, I will have to change my plans because you killed this unit again. And that card's still alive. Once per turn, if this card would be destroyed, you may pay 2 to prevent it. Again.
Vampire.
Oh my gosh.
We're undead.
Okay. I'm going to play my Storm Dragon over here. Okay, so I'm going to play a Storm Dragon, which allows me to play another card. And then I'm going to follow it up with my Primal Dragon. This is a fun one. Primal Dragon. 4, trample.
Whoa.
If you have another dragon in play, it deals 2 damage. So I'm going to deal 2 damage to your Nexus, first of all.
Okay.
And then I'm going to attack. So I'm going to attack your Lady of Blood with trample. So I'm going to deal 1 damage to your Nexus.
Okay.
And then you can choose to pay 2 more damage to keep Lady of Blood alive.
Yeah. Keeping her. We love her.
Okay, your turn.
Alright. So I'm going to draw a card. Let's see what this is. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. I'm going to start off with a Blood Moon, which is deal 2 damage to your Nexus, restore 2 to my own, then I can play an additional card. So 2 damage to your Nexus.
Okay.
And I can play an additional card.
So you drop down to 10 over here. Give me 1 second. To let's go down to 10 on my die, if I can find it. And then give me back another 8 over here. So 6 and 2. All right.
Okay. Then, as my play, I'm going to play another Night Huntress. So I'm going to pay 2 life to destroy him.
I didn't even get to attack.
I know.
But I guess it makes no difference because you paid 2 life, so potato.
Yeah, and this is going to get destroyed.
Unless you pay 2 life to not destroy it. But then you're just trading. You're trading. I mean, it's not bad. You're trading 2 damage for my damage. It's just a question of who's ahead.
Either way, I'll do 5 damage to you.
Okay, so you're doing 5 damage to me. This drops down to, so we go up 1 over here. We're at 14.
I think I'm gonna not keep her. I think. What am I at? I'm at 22. You're at 14.
Yes.
I'll keep her. Fine, I'll keep her once. One more time. She's cute!
My turn?
Yep.
Lady
of Blood.
I am going to draw a card, because that's important. I like that. I like that. Ooh, I don't like that, though.
Like, what's cooler than a vampire or a Viking? A vampire Viking.
I am going
That's terrifying.
I'm going to play this, which is going to return the opponent unit in play to your deck. So I'm returning her.
To the deck?
Yep, to your deck, so you shuffle it in. Then I'm attacking to you, which is going to deal 2 damage to your Nexus, and I would restore 1.
Okay. If you want to slip mine to 18.
Okay. And then it's your turn.
Okie dokie.
If I can find the 18.
Alright. Let's see. Draw a card. Okay. Okay. And you have no one out.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. I am going to spend my 2 rage.
Okay.
To play this guy for free, my berserker. And he is enraged, so I gain a rage back. And then that was played for free, so I'm going to play this guy. I'm not going to use his first ability, which would be able to go through defensive units. But if this card hits your Nexus, I can pay 1 life and it's not destroyed.
Your cards.
So I'm going to attack for 6 and keep him.
Okay. So I drop down to over here. So I'm at 15, so I drop down to 9.
Oh, actually, I'm going to add 1 more to it.
So I drop. You're doing 7 then. Okay, so I go down to 8. My turn?
Yes.
And who died?
My berserker. Oh, but if this hits your opponent's Nexus, heal 1. So I actually just they oh my gosh, they work together so well. They're working guys. Look at this, Alex. This one is this card. If it hits the Nexus, restore a health. This one is if it hits the Nexus, pay a health, and it's not destroyed. Keep each other in play.
I'm going to do the following. I'm going to play my Abyssal Dragon, which is going to come into play exhausted, unfortunately, so it's not able to attack this turn. Then, because I have less than 15 health, I'm going to play my Dryads, my Lady Nymphs over here. If you have 15 health or less, you may restore 1 and then tap to restore 1. So I'm going to go up to 10 over here. And I also get to return a card from my graveyard to my deck, which I'll take this card and shuffle it in. So I get a card from my graveyard to my deck, and then I have 2 cards in play, and you get to go ahead and go. Okay. If you deal 10 damage to me, I will be frustrated. I just want to get. I have 1 more. You can do it. You can do it. But I'm saying I have 1 more turn.
Okay.
Your turn.
I will play my Viking warriors who are enraged, so they'll get this, and then I am going to. Oh, you have a 5 out.
Yes, but you can't attack it.
Well,
I mean, if you have abilities, you could.
Yeah. And I have things that just destroy stuff.
That would be mean, but you can do it.
Okay, either way, I'll play that. So, if this card destroys an opponent's unit, deal 2 damage to your Nexus and gain a rage.
So I assume you're attacking the Nymphs.
So yeah, I'll attack.
So you're going to kill the Nymphs and do 2 damage to my Nexus.
Gain a rage. Yeah. And then he will also deal 3 to your Nexus.
Okay.
And I will pay a life to keep him alive.
And this one will die.
Yeah.
Okay, so Viking Warriors die.
Okay.
And then on my turn, I will draw a card. Okay, I like that one. I can work with that. Okay, you still have that 3 in play. That I don't love, because I'd love to be able to take him out. But because I think this is my last turn, unfortunately. But let's make it a good turn. Let's make it a good turn. I'm gonna do this guy over here, Trample. If you have another dragon in play, draw a card. I'll play an additional card this turn, so I'm gonna play that. Then I'm gonna play Treant, which lets me draw a card, and it has defense. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, so I draw a card, and then I'm going to attack with all of them. So that's going to be 5, 4, and 2 for 11 damage to you. And this guy will stay alive.
Okay.
Because he hits the Nexus, so it's not destroyed.
You don't have any more?
I do not have any more plays this turn.
I think I got you. You have no defense?
I have one defense.
One.
That might be the difference. It might be enough to keep me alive, but I'm not confident. Because honestly, I think all you need is a 2, and then you could... No, that one doesn't have Enraged. If you play a 3 with Enraged, I'm done. Or even a 2 with Enraged. Yeah, a 2 with Enraged would kill me. So I hope she doesn't have a 2 with Enraged. Because she has those 2 rage to contribute.
Yeah.
You didn't say that in a confident voice, which makes me feel a little like I might last another turn.
You might. Interesting.
And honestly, paying 1 to not destroy him at this point could be the difference between winning and losing. Ooh, this is exciting. It might be possible.
There's one thing I gotta double check.
If you could pay a rage to put someone in your hand?
Yeah. Well, no, I know I can do things like that. Okay. I can't do it this turn. But there's still another game after this if I can't.
If you lose, yes.
Alright, so
I'm not sure I'm winning. I'm trying to figure out if I last the turn.
I will play another lady.
Okay.
So I will have her attack your treant.
Okay.
So that it's not destroyed. And I get to restore her health.
That's so abusive. Your Lady of Blood is abusive.
And then I will attack for 3.
Okay.
But I will destroy it.
I don't think I'm making it now. I don't think I'm making it, but we can try. I have to draw a card. That's an important part.
I mean...
Oh, that helps. That helps. I don't think it helps enough, though. I don't think it helps enough. Because I could play this.
I messed up.
How so? You could have won?
I don't know.
Well, here's what I'm going to do. I think you still have it.
I actually don't know.
I think you still have it, because I don't think there's much I can do here. I'm going to play Storm Dragon, which will allow me to play another card. I cannot do the damage, but I could play another card. But what I think I should probably do...
Storm Dragon?
...is that one be that, and that one be that. Oh, I could do that. That would help a little bit. Okay, so let's do that. So then I'm going to play my Arcane Dryad, which is going to deal 2 damage to your Nexus, and I get to restore 2 of my own.
Ooh.
That's a big deal. It might not be enough, but it's a big deal. Then I'm going to attack with both of them, which is going to deal 3 I'm not going to bother with your Lady of Blood. I don't care. I'm going to deal 3 damage to your Nexus.
Interesting.
Bringing you down to 2, and they both die.
Interesting.
At this point, it just kind of comes down to what happens on these next plays.
I personally always wipe the board of minions before
I couldn't have killed her.
Oh, okay.
Also, I still wouldn't have at this point.
I see. Okay.
Maybe. I think dealing 3... I don't know. If I had a choice, maybe, but I couldn't have because she had 3 defense.
Ooh, look how pretty this card is. Oh, I love it.
Are you destroying me at this point?
Not yet. Draw 2 cards. If I have 13 or less health, draw an additional card. But look at him like biting his arm.
Oh, wait, pay the 2 health. Pay the 2 health to return the card to your deck. That would be helpful.
So I get to draw 3.
Yes, you do. That's not bode well for me.
No.
The chances of you not being able to kill me at this point.
I will just stop, but I have enough damage now with my rage anyway. I mean, I guess just them together, but yeah.
Perfect. So you attack, and then
I could have even free summoned my daddy now.
That would have helped.
Look, they're family.
Yeah. Anyways, that is your second gameplay. This one was close. I got you down to 2. If I had the... this one was closer.
I love card
This one was
games,
closer.
so.
But anyways, that is a gameplay of Nexus from Redzen. Again, I'll have a link to the campaign page down below. Make sure to go ahead and check that out. And until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co.
I'm Professor Meg.
And don't forget to let us know which combination of factions you want to pick first. Until next time, I hope you have a good one.
Bye.